In the last video, we talked about the range function and how it generates a sequence of numbers starting with 0. Sometimes, though, we don't want to start with 0. For these situations, the range function also allows us to specify the first element of the list to generate. We do that by passing 2 parameters to the function instead of 1, like in the next example.
Product equals 1 for n in range 1 to 10. Product equals product n print product.
In this example, we're calculating the product of all numbers from 1 to 9. For this operation, it's important that we start with 1 and not with 0. If we'd started with 0, the whole product would be 0. Additionally, we can specify a third parameter to change the size of each step. This means that instead of going 1 by 1, we could have a larger difference between the elements. Let's check out this example of when you might want to do something like this. First, we're defining a function that converts a temperature value from Fahrenheit to Celsius. And we're simply using a conversion formula to do that. Then, we have a for loop that starts at 0 and goes up to 100 in steps of 10. Notice that we're using 101 for the upper limit instead of 100. We're doing this because the range never includes the last element, and we want to include 100 in our range. The body of the for loop prints the value in Fahrenheit and the value in Celsius, creating a conversion table. Let's see this in action. That example got you feeling the heat? Don't worry, there's a quick rundown of what we've learned. The range function can receive 1, 2, or 3 parameters. If it receives 1 parameter, it will create a sequence, 1 by 1, from 0 until 1 less than the parameter received. If it receives 2 parameters, it will create a sequence, 1 by 1, from the first parameter until 1 less than the second parameter. Finally, if it receives 3 parameters, it will create a sequence starting from the first number and moving towards the second number, but this time the jumps between the numbers will be the size of the third number. And again, it will stop before the second number. This might sound like a lot to remember, but don't panic. As we've said before, you don't have to try to memorize it all, just keep practicing, it'll soon become second nature.